Hello, hi, or welcome. And today I will be talking about a historic event. Today we're going to be talking about something that schools don't teach anymore, although it's kind of confusing. They still teach about World War II, the Holocaust, but they don't teach about this certain event. Disclaimer: this will be covering things that some people may not want to hear ever again. So just a little warning, if you don't want to listen, just click off and have a nice day. Today, we are going to be covering the attacks of 9/11, which was a series of attacks planned on the World Trade Center, a military base called the Pentagon, and a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. And I think it's important to let people know about this event because not teaching it in schools is just a little confusing. You should always teach this, as it's a very important event in history. First, we are going to talk about the World Trade Center and what it was. These two buildings right here were called the Twin Towers, and they were a part of the World Trade Center complex in Lower Manhattan of New York City. And these buildings were a communications type of area, so they would handle anything coming in. And they were very, very life-changing, construction-changing buildings, because these towers, not many people know this, but the construction type of thing called the kangaroo, forgot the name of it. It's called a kangaroo something, and it was used to build higher buildings, but it was first used on these two towers of the World Trade Center, and they completely changed the world of construction, which was amazing. These were life-changing buildings. But they were the tallest buildings in America and the tallest buildings in the Western Hemisphere. And during these events, it completely destroyed this entire complex. But there were 7 buildings total in the World Trade Center. There was Trade Center 7. Actually, we're going to go by order. Trade Center 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And 1 and 2 were the Twin Towers. World Trade Center 3 was the Marriott Hotel, placed directly in between the two towers. And World Trade Center 4 was a small black building located directly under the towers. World Trade Center 5 was about the same. World Trade Center 6 was also about the same. All those 3 were just black buildings that had slightly different floor plans. But they all connected, the entire World Trade Center connected underground with a mall. And World Trade Center 7 was I'm pretty sure the 3rd tallest building in this entire complex. But yeah, that was the World Trade Center. And in World Trade Center 1, there was a restaurant at the top called Windows on the World, and it was a public restaurant. And there was an observation deck and a glass-enclosed observation deck on the South Tower, and it was a almost completely public building. So most of these towers were office space. On the tragic morning of September 11th, 2001, a 767 collided with the North Tower of the World Trade Center. And not sure if I said this or not, but it was at 8:46 a.m. local time, and it was directly in the morning, and it was a beautiful day. And this flight was called American Airlines Flight 11. In this video, you can hear the plane flying directly overhead and then crash into the tower. I'll play it right now.
Did we get on that? I had one.
As you can tell, it was a very tragic moment for New York, and it was completely unexpected this morning. And it just completely changed New York City forever. At, I think, approximately 9:03, another 767 collided with the South Tower. This was United Airlines Flight 175, and it collided with a lower portion of the tower. I'll play a video of it right now.
We've seen it from the front angle before, but not from this angle.
That was very, very unexpected, because when the first plane hit, people thought it was just an accident, but after the second hit, everyone knew that something was wrong. But then something even more unexpected happened at the Pentagon. This was a very insane moment, as it's a military base, and it's just very odd that a plane would figure out and hit a military base. It's just insane. And this happening made everybody shocked and very scared on what would happen next. And this is what happened next. Now, well, people were very shocked at that. More people were running. The amount of people running was insane, but they were trying to save themselves from being crushed by this massive building that just split in half and then came tumbling down. And it was even more shocking when this then happened.
On September 11th, 2001. The amateur video was recorded by Dave Berkebile, who lived nearby. While he was taping the cloud of smoke, Berkebile described what he saw.
I just saw the smoke come up, and the explosion shook the house clear over here. They ran one into the Pentagon and into the World Trade Center, and we're watching it on TV. And this one.
Sorry, I didn't give a proper introduction or on the other planes, the names of the other planes. The plane that hit the Pentagon was American Airlines Flight 77, and the one that crashed into that field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania that you just saw was United Airlines Flight 93, and all of them were 767s except for the one that hit the Pentagon. The one that hit the Pentagon was a 757. But it was an insane moment. And then right after this, I'm gonna explain something. The reason why, you may be wondering, all of the other planes were targeting buildings. Why did this one crash into a random field in the middle of Shanksville, Pennsylvania? Well, it is presumed that the hijackers of this plane were targeting a building. They were presumed to be targeting either the White House or the U.S. Capitol building. And since the flight was delayed, the passengers had time to figure out what was going on with the other attacks. So they tried to regain control of the plane, but then it just went straight down and took a nosedive towards the ground in Shanksville. Although this was very horrifying, it got even more horrifying when the North Tower then did this. As the North Tower collapsed, it left many families and people devastated or dead. Many tried to run, many were caught and trapped. And many could also not escape the horrible tragedy that unfolded in New York City. After the collapse of the two towers, there was a third collapse at the Trade Center that was unexpected but did not harm anyone. This was the collapse of World Trade Center 7. This collapse was due to collateral damage from the other two towers collapsing, and it left fires at the bottom of World Trade Center 7 that eventually damaged important columns within the center of the Trade Center, and here's a video.
The second building collapses. It came out 20 minutes later, looking like a Three Stooges movie covered with plastic, I swear to God. But you got good shit, man. Just good shit. Then we went back there. Whoa!
After the attacks, the site called Ground Zero was being cleaned up from 1.3 million tons of debris. And the second very, very known debate about the World Trade Center is what to do with the site. And that was I'm pretty sure, 2-year-long thing that was going on to be able to figure out what they were going to do with this site. And we had some pretty interesting ideas. Here are some of the ideas that were pitched. And some people said to just rebuild the towers altogether, but that would bring back trauma. Eventually, it was decided that we had the entire site replaced with the new World Trade Center that now looks like this today. The tall blue building with the spire you see is World Trade Center 1, also known as the Freedom Tower. It was put there to show the resilience and comeback of America after these attacks. And the total height is 1,776 feet to represent the day the Declaration of Independence was signed. World Trade Center 2 is still not yet built, but it is planned on being built, and we are definitely making a comeback. Ground Zero today has been replaced with 2 giant reflection pools showing the place and the footprint of the 2 towers. These have the names imprinted on them of all of the lives lost that day, and the ones on the bombing of 1993. These towers stood there for a very long time, and they still will. Every year on September 11th, these 2 lights will turn on, and they are called the Tribute in Light. They show the Twin Towers and that they will never be forgotten, nor will the event of September 11th. Now we know